Hey everyone, welcome back. So let's continue by setting up the crouching input. The first thing we want to check is, can we crouch or not? So I'm going to add another function called canCrouch. And when can we crouch? So I'll use the character movement component function in here. And we want to be able to crouch if we are moving on the ground, meaning if we're not falling. And we can add other state checks within this function later to make sure that we can only crouch under certain conditions. For now, we can just drag the return value to the output of the function and connect this right here, make the function pure, and that's that. Back in the event graph, I'll use the canCrouch function, add a branch, and connect this to the started pin. And if we are moving on the ground and if other conditions are met, then we want to crouch. But first we need to check if we're already crouching. So from the character movement component, we'll check if isCrouching is true. And if we are crouching, then we want to stand. And if we're not crouching, then we want to crouch. So if crouching is true, then we go here. If crouching is false, then we need to call crouch. So we'll use the getPlayerCharacter node and call the crouch function again because the target is character. And later we can call a setGait function so that we can update our character's speed when we crouch. So for now, we're just going to apply the crouch. If I test this out and I hit C, you can see nothing happens. And this is because by default in Unreal Engine, crouching is not enabled. So within your player character, with your character moving component selected, we can search in the details panel for crouch. And we can set canCrouch to be true. The next option is to make sure that we can walk off ledges when crouching. And let's set this to be true as well. The crouched half height is 40, which is fine with me. So we can close this. In the RPG controller again, oh, by the way, if I hit play and I hit C now, I can crouch, but I cannot stand. Now there's the possibility that there could be an obstacle above my head, and I don't want to be able to just stand and get stuck within the obstacle. So we can do a little trace to ensure that the character's capsule does not resize and get stuck. So we're going to do a capsule trace. Actually, we can just do a sphere trace. Let's do a sphere trace for objects. And let's see. Right, so let's get the controlled pawn and get the actor's location. From the controlled pawn, let's get the up vector because we want to apply a trace upwards to ensure that nothing is above the character's head. And then we would want to multiply this by a float value. Now, this is the distance. So how high do we want the trace to be applied? By default, the character's capsule is 90 and its half height, actually its half height is 90, right? So it's 88. Let's set this to be 90. So let's set the trace upwards to be 90 as well. And let's add that back on to our current location. By the way, the actor's location is always at the pelvis, with if you're using like the Unreal Engine 4 or 5 skeleton. So for the start location, it's the actor's current location. The end location will be this location delta, and just connect this to the endpoint. The radius, let's do something like 35. You can match this by finding the value here, which is the capsule's radius, or you can, from the control pawn, actually from the player character, We can get the capsule component. And let's get the radius. So let's get the scale. Actually, let's get the capsule radius right here. Yeah. Alright, so let's connect this. And let's set debug to be for duration so we can see it. Next, we need to set the object type. So let's drag off and search for make array. And we want to make sure that it's doing a trace for all world static and world dynamic objects. Drag off again, and let's do make array again. And we don't want this trace to be hit by the actor, so I'm going to ignore the controlled pawn. And by default, ignore self would ignore the controller, which doesn't really make sense in this case, but that's fine. I'm going to delete this branch, sorry. We're going to do a not boolean, and only if the trace did not hit anything above the character, then we want to uncrouch. So let's get the player character again, paste it in right here, and call uncrouch. So if I crouch and I stand, I can do it again, and now you can see there's a trace where I was. Right. If that trace hit anything at all, like a shape or anything like that, you would not be able to stand. And we can test this out now. I'm going to drag in a shape, let's say a cube or something, and let's make it a bit bigger. Bring it down a bit. Too low. Right, so if I crouch, I can go under it. If I hit C, you can see that the trace hit green, so it hit successfully. That means I cannot stand until I remove myself from under the obstacle. So now that we did this collision detection for crouching, we can move on to bigger, better things. I'm going to highlight all of this and hit Control X and open up the perform crouch action function and paste it in right here. With that done, back in the event graph, all I need to do is call my perform crouch action function off of the started pin, and this will toggle your crouching input. Great. So now we can crouch and we can jump. Lastly, I'll just make these functions private because they should not be accessible to any other class, and I'm going to place them in the private category as well. Great. That's it for this one, guys, and I hope to see you in the next one.